often I get asked what the process is or how the heads work, what the dampers look like. So let's take a hood, have a look underneath the hood of the machine. So I'm going to lift it up here. This I call my maintenance station. It's a maintenance carriage, right? You'll see you currently have two heads. You have a white head and you have a color head, which consists of CMYK dampers. The white head, same number of dampers, all white, okay? I'm gonna then have you zoom back there and say, these are my dampers. So what I want you to imagine is this process works with a suction where it feeds the ink from the tanks at the back and it runs through the lines into the dampers. The dampers, when we're using them or working with them, I recommend we're holding on the sides. It has a small little membrane on it, so if we push this in or whatever, we might break that membrane. Why is that a problem? Think about the head sucking, the air flowing. It's going to then bring air back into the lines, and that's what causes a bad nozzle check. So from time to time, when this damper is damaged, we might need to change it, okay, which we'll be doing a video on at another stage. So let's talk about the heads. I'm going to bring an old head that we changed recently and then just show you. So if you imagine, the head will sit down here and then the damper will go on top of that over there, okay? The reason why this one is damaged, the client had a head strike, but if you take care and you have a look, a lot of ink gets built up on this manifold and there's small little intake holes here. So if those holes are blocked, that means the ink is not going to flow through the channels and then it's not going to come out the bottom of the heads where they spray out. So this is the bottom of your head. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 channels which squirt the ink onto the film. So if you're imagining feeding ink through, if it's blocked, it will not squirt it out. If the damper has a hole in it, it's sucking air, it will not squirt it out. So you want to have a perfect environment in here. And that's really how it works. So that's a breakdown of your heads, how they work with the dampers. And yeah, try and remember to do that maintenance every day, keeping certain areas clean, and you will increase the longevity of your heads.
So Patrick, tell us just a little bit real quick, when we're cleaning our heads, what areas do we want to clean and what areas are we more looking to avoid when we're doing a cleaning?
Okay, so in my general cleaning every day, okay, let's move this along. I'm just moving the heads to the side. I look at a few things. I look at the area around. I mean, there's no harm in cleaning up all this every day because if you have a clean machine, it's going to last longer. But you typically want to be cleaning your caps. Okay, you can see you can push down on them. They're not going to get damaged in any way. I would clean with my solution around the edges because the head, in fact, sits on top of the caps perfectly. In fact, you could see where the cap was on this head. And where those fine little dots are, is actually the outer rubber of the caps. And that's what creates the suction. So I make sure every day that is clean. And then lastly, my cleaning blade, you can see it's done a bit of work today. I would give that a good wipe down with my swabs.
And Patrick, what are the best tools for us to use to clean the heads and the wiper blade?
Yeah, great question. So make sure you have a cleaning solution. First of all, get yourself a swab. When you're cleaning and alternating between the white section versus the color section, I don't ever mix white with color. So I will take a swab, clean around the white, throw it away, take another swab, clean around the colors, okay? And then lastly, you can move your head all the way depending on the type of printer you have. And you also want to make sure that underneath the head, you're never cleaning the actual head, but there'll be a metal frame underneath. You just want to make sure there's no ink buildup there because that can fall back on the page and block the head or something like that. So that's what I clean with. Lastly, if you have a lint-free cloth you could use, you don't want something that's going to put fibers back and potentially block the head. So keep it mindful. You get cotton, you get swabs, not cotton swabs, they're normal like a sponge swab that you can get, and then a cleaning solution for the head.
So should I avoid using like a general Q-tip to do my cleaning with?
Yeah, because that'll probably be a cotton based and that will leave a residue behind, not a residue, it'll leave like a lint type of fabric behind, and that could get stuck in the head.
Perfect. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Awesome.